Stem and leaf plots. Stem and leaf plot organizes and displays data to compare frequencies. The leaf is the smallest place value in the numbers. The stem is the remaining digit or digits. There are no commas or decimals in a stem and leaf plot. You're always going to include a key. And if the data includes decimals, this information will be in the key. So let's go ahead and create a stem and leaf plot of some data. So here's our data. So we need to think about the smallest place value of these numbers. For each of these, the smallest place value is the ones place. So I'm going to go through and underline each digit in the ones place. Those are going to be the leaves. The stem is the remaining digit or digits. And since the only place value that's left is the tens place, there's only going to be one digit as the stem. So I'm going to go through and circle those. When I get to the last number in my data, technically we don't see a number in the tens place, but the number that's there is 0. Okay, so to make our stem and leaf plot, we have the stem and the leaf. And we are going to organize the stems from least to greatest, going down the paper. So look at the circled numbers. The smallest circled number is a 0, and the largest circled number is a 6. So my stems are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the leaf, we're going to match it to the stems. So with the stem of 0, I have the number 3. It's the only number that's there. So we write those numbers from least to greatest, going left to right. So 3 is the only number. So with the stem of 1, we have 8, and that's the only one again. Stem of 2, 0, 3, so 0, 3. Stem of 3, we got a 5 and a 4. So I got to put the 4 first. So 4, 5. Notice I'm not putting commas in between these leaves. No commas in a stem and leaf plot. Stem of 4 has a 5 and a 3. So 3 and 5. Stem of 5 has a leaf of 5 and 8 and 6. So 5, 6, 8. And then a stem of 6 has 7, 9, and 1. So 1, 7, and 9. So we got to include a key. It doesn't matter what stem and what leaf you use. I always use the first stem and first leaf. So 0, 3, the way that was read in our data was the number 3. So that lets your reader know what kind of numbers you're dealing with. All right, so now let's make a stem and leaf plot of this data. Again, we're going to underline the smallest place value, and in this case, it's all the digits in the hundredths place. And for the stem, there's 2 digits remaining, the digit in the ones place and the digit in the tenths place. So I'm going to circle those. So to make the stem and leaf plot, once again, I'm going to think about the circled numbers. And there are no decimals in a stem and leaf plot. So this number 1.1, we're going to think of it as 11. So we have 11, 12, 13, 15, 14, and 11. So we're going to go from 11 to 15 going down the stem column. now we're going to match up the leaves. So with the stem of 11, there's a 3, a 9, and a 9. And since there are 2 9s, I have to write them down twice because each one represents a piece of our data. Stem of 12, there's a 5 and another 5. Stem of 13, 2, that's it. Stem of 14, it's 5 and an 8. And the stem of 15, 0. Now this is where we're going to show the decimal when we write our key. So again, first stem, first leaf, so 11/3, that was not read as 113, but really $1.13.